up, and I'm gonna be the one to say it.
That's our planet. Oh my god, that's space.
There are a lot of people very upset about this space mission that took place over the last couple of days, the one that Jeff Bezos is all over. And I wanted to just recap some of the things that I've seen online that reflect my sense of the discourse around it. So a lot of it's very negative. A lot of it's very much, oh, this is so cringy, this is awful, it's so entitled, so much out of touch with the reality of life on Earth that it's ridiculously ironic that we have this supposed celebration of humanity going beyond and a complete absence of awareness of the struggle that takes place on Earth. Some of the conversations have been about whether this well, first of all, the language is really critical. So they talked about as an all-women crew. Part of the discussion has been whether it's a crew or they're just passengers. They didn't do anything. They had a couple of days of training before going up. And the actual essence of the space flight is something that many people have been doing for quite a few years. The kind of zero-G flights, those sorts of things, is not that different from it. But of course, they've gone up in a rocket, not a plane, and they've gone a lot further. And it's a big deal because it sort of foregrounds the prospects of space tourism. My perception of the reactions is that overwhelmingly it's negative. It feels like a complete failure to appreciate both the significance of what space exploration can be and is for. It's still very much wedded to the idea that it's about humanity transcending limits for a great purpose, like doing scientific studies, understanding the universe, not simply kind of having a fun, kind of enlightening time. Some of the reactions have been foregrounding the importance of recognition that there is a diverse community of people that could access this beyond the traditional astronauts, and even in the language of that's tricky. The people that went on the flight itself talk about themselves as astronauts, not really astronauts. There's also a mixture of people on that mission that have very different lives. So some, yes, are celebrities, people that not necessarily have any connection with space exploration at all, but there's also remarkable astrophysicists there as well, some great firsts that took place. So there are some positives out there, some people are drawing attention to those really positive things, but it's so overwhelmingly a criticism of how cringy it all is and just how out of touch it is. And it's a real shame because it feels like it ought to have been an important moment. There's also a lot of conspiracy about whether it took place at all. I've seen comments about the door opening and whether that was, well, first of all, whether it's staged or whether the whole thing was staged. So it's kind of fueled what is often a recurrent theme in space exploration, the idea that it's all a fraud, it's all a conspiracy, a pretense. And the landing of the capsule itself adds massively to that belief that this is all fake. And there's a moment where the door seemed to open, and then they closed it, and then Jeff Bezos had to open it and kind of open up this door for these people to get out. So there's a lot that's been problematic. Equally, is it possible that this has fueled the attention around it too? I'm starting to get to the point where I think that all this negative publicity, all this discussion about how awful it is likely to be far more significant than if it had all been very simple and very straightforward and very inspiring and etc. All that stuff. Didn't help that some of them couldn't really articulate anything when they came out of the capsule to talk about the experience, but I do wonder whether all these ways in which we kind of get very animated about the awfulness of a situation is in fact what the algorithm wants. And I don't think we can discount that as a consideration. It's probably a stretch to say this is the intention, but it's probably been far more effective than if everything had been amazing and just fantastic and inspiring and all the rest of it. Bottom line, there's a lot of good that will come out of it, and I think we have yet to see what that looks like and the legacy of that. So I think always remain optimistic, but good to be critical.